I had something called episiotomy. I mean, this is when during delivery, you had a vaginal tear. You see, marriage is a very beautiful thing. Marriage is honorable. Marriage is lovely. Marriage is awesome. But there are some life events I want to share with you. This is not to scare you, but this is to prepare you. You see, most of you don't really know most of these things until you fall into the situation or you see yourself in the circumstances. One of the life events I want to share that every one of you experience, everybody experiences in marriage, especially if you're a woman, is the recovery stage of delivery. You see, every woman goes through a recovery stage after delivery. One of the things I said while I was single was, oh, if I get married, I want to have 2 children, I want to have 3 children. I'm sure most of us fall into that category. We're just happily saying these things, not because we have any other thought in mind, but this is our desire. We just want to have 2 children, we want to have 3. I've heard some people say, I want to have 10 children. I love children, I want to have 10 children. There is nothing wrong with the number and the desires of how many children you want to have. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it. But one of the life events, one of the reality of what your marriage is going to bring to you, of what you're going to experience in marriage as a woman, as a mother to be, is that there is something called postpartum. I know we say we want to have children, we see cute children and shout, oh, my ovaries. We even go ahead to tap, we even go ahead to touch, we even go ahead to give to the child. God, I want this kind of child. I'm trying to say there is a life you're going to experience after childbirth. There is a reality on the ground. I think every mother, every woman, especially if you're preparing to get married soon, you should know. If you're pregnant, you should also know. There is something called postpartum. And if you should ask me, I would say postpartum is a life. You see, medically, postpartum is an after delivery recovery phase of your life. It's supposed to be your recovery phase. I mean, there's not supposed to be so much to it anyway. So it's supposed to be your recovery phase. It's supposed to be the time where you heal after giving birth to your beautiful baby girl or boy. I mean, this is a period where your body just returned back to normal. But you see, along the line, so many things can happen. I mean, after this exciting news, after this exciting moment of your delivery, you're holding your baby in your hand, and then you begin to get some baby blues. Yes, there's something called baby blues, and there's something called postpartum depression. Now, postpartum on its own, like I said earlier, is not supposed to be a big deal. I mean, it's just supposed to be a recovering phase after delivery. But you see, so much can happen in that period. I mean, the period where you just finished giving birth, so much can happen. Your body is trying to adjust. This is the first time you're doing this. I could share my experience. Maybe we can relate from there. I had something called episiotomy. I mean, this is when during delivery, you had a vaginal tear, and then you get it sewn back. So I had something called episiotomy. And for my second pregnancy, after delivery, it was so smooth for my second pregnancy. But what I went through was what they call nipple sore. It's so painful. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm only trying to prepare your heart. This is going to be a series where I'm going to teach you how to heal from postpartum and how not to get into depression. Because I've often come to realize with my counseling with mothers and women that the depression is mostly environmental. It's mostly where they find themselves. It's mostly what is happening around them. And then you see a mother who is trying to heal from postpartum, who is trying to get back her body, is being depressed so deep that we eventually need the help of the Holy Spirit to bring us out of it.